everyone, it is a new day now and I'm wearing my H&M sweater again because this is literally like the softest, coziest, just most perfect sweater I've ever worn. I'm also wearing my Missouri pendant. So this is the one that's got like the pearl kind of detailing on it. It's so beautiful. And then I've got my Missouri little diamond necklace, and I love this combo. I didn't feel like wearing the gold chain today, but I am wearing the earrings and the ring. But I just felt like this combo I feel like it just went with this outfit. But anyways, right now I'm about to make lunch. I've been on this like burrito bowl kick recently. So I think in my last vlog I picked up all the ingredients for it. Yeah, I'm still like on that kick. So I did the same thing this time around. I picked up all my ingredients. Everything is in containers. So I'm just gonna grab those and kind of put my burrito bowl together, and I'll show you, okay? We'll make it together. But yeah, I'm kind of getting hungry and I'm just on my lunch break right now. So I'm gonna do that. And then honestly, I'll probably sit down and watch an episode on Netflix, or half an episode, whatever, while I eat. And then I'll get on with the rest of my day, because for the rest of the day, I have to edit a video and have to film some clips for a video. And then, yeah, that'll pretty much be my day. So yeah, I don't want to make this vlog too long because I think it could be quite long. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let me grab all my ingredients and then we can make lunch. So I've got all my ingredients. I've got my salad here. I am just adding to this bowl. So I've got my salad. I've got some medium salsa. I've got some tomatoes, some black beans, some avocado that I'm gonna add, and cheese. This is the Violife vegan cheese. It is so good. If you are looking for a good vegan cheese, I've tried multiple brands, and by far this brand has been the absolute best. I remember a while back, Rachel Amma, she's a vegan chef from the UK. She would talk about this brand, and I was so sad that I didn't have access to it because it just wasn't available in Canada, and it's now available in Canada. And pretty much everything I've tried from this brand is absolutely amazing. Their feta cheese is literally my life. So good. Their cream cheese is great. Their cheese slices are really great. I like their smoked, I think it's their smoked Gouda. I also added, because I made this yesterday, I also do sprinkle a little bit of nutritional yeast on my burrito bowl. Honestly, if I needed some more protein in here, I am okay with just the beans. But if you wanted more protein in here, you could totally fry up some tofu with really yummy seasoning and put that on top. It'll kind of be like a replacement to chicken. But honestly, for the sake of time, I am not gonna do that. I'm just gonna kind of put this all together. So let's do that. Well, I'm done lunch now and I'm absolutely amazed I didn't get any salsa on my white trousers, actually. We're in the clear. No salsa on my white trousers. But I am just gonna go make a coffee right now. I'm gonna put this away because I need to get back to work now. Yeah, let's go put this away. I recently got a new Nespresso pod, which I wanna actually show you. This is the Indonesia pod, and it's aquamarine. I don't know if I like it because of the coffee or because the pod is a really cute color. No, I'm kidding. It's a good pod. But I actually really like the taste of it. But I'm gonna make an Illy coffee right now because I think these have become my favorite, which I'm kind of not happy about because they're not cheap. But it's okay. Hello everyone. Well, I am just eating some Smart Sweet fruity gummy bears, and I was just about to go make a tea. That way I can sit down with you and talk about my books. You're literally like on a stack of books right now. But my mom just messaged me to ask if I wanted to FaceTime with her and my dad, so I'm probably gonna do that first, and then I'll go make a cup of tea, and you can go make a cup of tea too, and we can just sit and talk about books. And I'm really excited because I don't know when you're gonna be seeing this, probably almost a week later, but I posted it on Instagram, and I could not believe how many of you are actually so excited to talk about books. I honestly thought it was like super nerdy and like you guys weren't gonna care, but like I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, so what I've done is I've got a stack of books that are kind of like my favorites, and then there's a few books that are like on my favorites list that I unfortunately don't have. So I'll try and put pictures up on the screen, and then I also have a stack of books that like I'm kind of on my to read list that are like I'm gonna be reading next, and the book I'm currently reading. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So press pause, go make a tea, grab your snacks. I'm having Smart Sweets, although I might switch over to chocolate, we'll see. And while you do that, I'm gonna go FaceTime my parents. My chocolate, hold on. Okay, are you ladies ready? And guys, I don't know if there's any guys watching this, but I've got my orange dark, what is this? Orange intense dark chocolate. This is like the end all be all of chocolates. Okay, it's not the end all be all, but it's pretty good, okay? It's pretty good. I'm wearing white pants, and I'm definitely gonna get chocolate on my pants. Okay, I got Earl Grey because I ran out of peppermint tea, and I'm so sad about it because I am a peppermint tea lover, okay? I think I could drink peppermint tea every single day. You better have your snacks and tea ready because I don't know how long this is gonna be. There's a lot of books to get through. Okay, I'm gonna start with what I'm reading right now, and it is so beyond good. I don't think I've enjoyed reading a book this much in quite some time. Actually, that's a lie. I've read some really good books recently, but this is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I'm gonna butcher all these names, by the way, so sorry. But essentially this is about a girl, Nora, who is in this in-between world between life and death, and she's in a library, and within this library you can essentially go back to any point in your life and see what the outcome would have been if you would have made a different decision. So for example, just to kind of give you an idea of kind of how that works is, for example, she didn't get married to her ex, and so in one instance she's actually able to go back and see what her life would have looked like if she would have married this person. So that kind of gives you a sense of what the book is like, and I just think that concept is so fascinating. Like, it honestly, multiple times it's made me sit down and be like, what would I change? Like, would I change anything? Like man, what would my life have looked like if I would have made this decision, or I kept talking to this person, or you know what, it's such a good concept, and it's truly just been such an easy read. Like, I've been reading this for 2 days, and yeah, we're approaching the end, and I'm very sad because it's super good. But anyways, that's what I'm reading right now, and I've been really enjoying it. So I don't know, should I talk about my favorites or what I'm going to read? Let's talk about favorites, okay? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna start with probably one of my all-time favorite novels. Yeah, I actually just recently bought myself my own copy. This is why it looks so brand new, because I actually read this in high school and I had to give that copy back. One of my all-time favorite books, at least up until this day, is Fiella's Child by Darlene Matee. She is a South African novelist. So this novel was actually originally written in Afrikaans, not English. It is a book in translation, which is probably why it's so expensive, but worth every penny, worth every penny, okay? In short, this novel has a lot to do with identity. It has a lot to do with family, kind of that self-discovery of who you are as an individual. And so the book is essentially about a young white child who ends up at the doorstep of an African woman, and she raises him as his own until one day he is essentially sent to a white family who believes that he is their lost child. And so you really start to see this tug and pull of this young boy not knowing who he is, not knowing how he is defined, you know, what is family. You know, he was raised by someone who technically wasn't blood related, but who treated him like she gave birth to him. So just such an amazing read, and I am so forever thankful that I actually had the opportunity to read this, because I never forgot about it, and I will be rereading it hopefully soon. Yeah, it's just honestly a must read. Like, if you've never read Fiela's Child, go buy it. It's a really, really, really amazing read. These are no particular order, by the way. I'm grabbing them from the pile. The next favorite is actually a very odd one for me, because I am not huge on dystopian novels. It's just, I don't know, it's never been my thing. But Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, phenomenal. It was a book that I enjoyed from start to finish. You know, at the time, again, I read this one in high school as well. You know, at the time I was studying a lot of chemistry and biology because I was in the International Baccalaureate program, even though I'm very artsy. I was taking a lot of science courses. And so, you know, at the time having that understanding of the sciences and then reading this was really cool. And I think the concept of this novel, you know, this idea of a world where happiness is guaranteed, and there's just a lot of concepts in here that really make you think about society and what our future could look like. And, you know, it kind of just makes you think about our life now. So if you are not one that typically likes dystopian novels, I would probably give this one a try, because like I said, I'm not huge on sci-fi or anything like that, but this one was one that I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, Brave New World, really, really good. Where are my Outlander lovers at? I know you're here. I know you must be here. I know you are. Even the TV show counts, okay? My next favorite book is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, okay? I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed this. It was such an easy read. It was so passionate, so adventurous, so just an easy read. I literally chewed through this, okay? I could not put it down. I remember when I was reading this, I had a summer job where I had to commute, and it was about an 1.5 to 2 hour commute there and back. And I would just read this on the subway, on the bus, walking, sitting, waiting. I just chewed through this, okay? Essentially, if you don't know, there is a series on it. Essentially, it is about Claire Randall. It is based during World War II, just after, I guess. Claire Randall and her husband go on vacation to Scotland. She ends up time traveling back to the 18th century, I believe to 1730, 1740, around there. And she is in the middle of Scotland. And so she is in a very interesting time period, historically speaking. And so for me, that I love history, actually being able to read this and then go back and actually just study a little bit more of the history and understand what was going on during that time period, because actually Scottish history is something that I didn't have a chance to study at university just because my school didn't actually offer any courses on it. But very, very amazing read. I love it. I love the history in it. I love the romance in it. I love the adventure in it. Also Jamie and Claire, please, like, don't we all just want to love like Jamie and Claire's? I know we do, right? But the reason I actually decided to read this was because I watched the series on Netflix, Outlander, and I fell in love, okay? I was so emotionally attached to the characters of Jamie and Claire specifically that I was like, I need more. Like, this is not enough. Like, I literally need to keep some sort of connection with these characters. And that is why I decided to pick up the novel, because typically speaking, when I feel that attached to a character in a show or a movie, and there is a book, I like to go and pick up the book even if I know what's already happened, because the book always gives you more. There's going to be more character development, more information on the characters, on the storyline, on the plot. There's just going to be more. Although I do have to say that the way that they did the show stayed so true to the novel, and I love to see that. I mean, I understand. I mean, Diana Gabaldon wrote it so beautifully that really there was no need to make that many changes. And I think that just speaks to how well she actually wrote this book. But yeah, whether it's the show or the book, watch one of them, read one of them, because it's so good. If you love history, if you love romance, even if you love adventure, go for it. It's so good. Yeah, could not recommend that one enough. The next one is actually one that I read recently, and I'm so glad that I did. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. Again, super fast read for me. But the next book is All About Love, New Visions by Bell Hooks. This one is truly just a thought-provoking book. It really just breaks down this concept of love. You know, it starts to question what love is and what role does love actually play in our lives. And we're not just talking about romantic love. Like, there are more than one type of love in our life, and I think, you know, it really starts to put into question, like, what is the importance of love in your childhood, in your adulthood, in your romantic relationships, love with yourself. And so I think it is, again, just a thought-provoking book. And for me, sometimes I do like to read something that just makes me think, yeah, or I've never thought about that. You know, I like when things make me question the way that I think about things. I think that is something that's really important, is when you can actually question your own thoughts and your own beliefs, because that is how growth happens, okay? Okay? That is how growth happens. So, if you're looking for a book, and if there are any guys watching this, don't be thrown off by this, okay? This is not a romance novel, even though it has love in the title. It is a really, really great read. So highly recommend if you're looking for something to just, you know, get you thinking. The next one, I actually have a lot to say about this one, but there is one specific reason why it made it on this list. I have a lot to say about this. This could be controversial. The next book in this list is This Is How You Lose Her by Junot Diaz. Now, I know, or I think that there's been a little bit of stuff going on with this author. I honestly don't know enough about it to speak about it, but anyways, essentially this novel follows different love stories and why certain relationships just don't work out. But the main reason that this is actually on here, and it's not even this specific novel, I unfortunately don't have the other novel by Junot Diaz with me. I will put a picture up here for you. I believe this one is called The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. That's the other one from Junot Diaz. Both are really, really great, so pick up both. But the reason why I really enjoy this novel is because of how Junot Diaz writes. And personally, I've never come across another novel or another writer that has done this. But essentially, this is in English, but there is Spanish thrown into the book and how the characters speak. And me being someone who, you know, I'm an immigrant, I obviously am bilingual. I speak Spanish and English. I speak English more than Spanish, naturally. But the fact that I'm able to read this and, you know, read a sentence and all of a sudden there's a Spanish word and I completely understand it is honestly a really cool feeling. And I think a lot of people out there, you know, if there are any of you who, you know, are immigrants and have gone through that, you know, experience of learning another language and having two languages in your head, okay, being able to understand two completely different languages, and then all of a sudden having it be in one world is really cool. Because and this is for any language, not just English and Spanish, but there are words that don't exist in languages. You know, there is a word in Spanish, estrenar, which means to wear something for the first time, and in English there is no word for that. We just have to say, oh, I'm wearing my new sneakers for the first time. There is no word. And so those are the types of things that you actually see in this novel and in his novels that, in my opinion, are just such a cool thing to experience for, you know, for someone who can understand those two languages. Even if you can't understand those two languages, it's still a really great read because you get an insight into lives that are just completely different than what we see in North America or even in Europe. You know, we're talking about underprivileged families. You do see a lot of, you know, misogyny in here. You see a lot of class struggles. And so there are a lot of complex concepts in his novels that I think, you know, if you can't enjoy the Spanglish concept that's happening in here, you can at least enjoy those really complex concepts that are happening in here, because I think they are important to talk about. So anyways, for me, the reason why I enjoy Junot Diaz's novels is because I really do get to fully enjoy that Spanglish, because that's what it is really. The Spanglish that appears in here. And so if you are a person who speaks Spanish and English, go pick up a Junot Diaz book. They're fun to read. Wow, that is a lot of talking, guys. Okay, we got this. We got the stamina. Actually, no, we're not there yet. Still got a few favorites. Okay, the next couple that I want to chat about, I actually don't have, and I'm really sorry because I wish I had the physical copies, but I just don't have them with me. Okay, the next favorite is one that it was such an eye-opening book, and I think it was the first really kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was a really amazing experience for me. But the book is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. What an amazing read. The novel essentially follows a young girl, I think her name was Celie, and it follows her life, I think, up until adulthood, and just various different struggles that she faces. I think it's based in the 1900s. And there was so much about that novel that I loved. The language was hard to understand because it stayed very true to how people would have talked in that, you know, in that region, in that time period. And so that was one thing. I actually struggled understanding the vocabulary at first, and that was, you know, one thing that it was good. It was a challenge for me. The second was all the hardships. It was not a light read, and I have to say that I cried. It was the type of book that really just broke my heart, because I know that these things were happening and have happened and still probably do happen in real life. And so honestly, such an amazing read. I could not recommend it enough. I know there is a movie. I actually have yet to watch the movie just because the book was so powerful that I don't know if the movie will do it justice, but I always, you know, I'm not closed-minded to that. But I have nothing negative to say about The Color Purple. It is just amazing, absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10. I'm not even 10 out of 10, like 20 out of 10. Yeah, oh my god, the sun is starting to set. Let me just speed this up. So the next book that is on my favorites list, I think this is probably the last one. Oh, I know there's two more. Okay, there's two more. I'm so sorry. There's two more. The next one is Jane Eyre, and it is truly just a classic. It is a feminist text. I related it so much to Jane Eyre. It essentially follows the life of, well, Jane Eyre, and from her childhood up until adulthood. It is a love story, but besides the love story, I think there are a lot of feminist concepts in there that are just really powerful and really, really nice to read. And like I said, I resonated with Jane as a character. I really, really did. And yeah, it was a book that the moment I read it, I absolutely fell in love. I also watched one of the movies. I believe it was not the old one. It could have been the new one that I watched. It was not nearly as good, okay? So if you watch Jane Eyre, the movie, go read the book, okay? Go to your library. I don't know if our library is a thing with COVID. Go to your bookstore, okay, or Amazon, whatever, however you shop for books, and go read Jane Eyre, because the movie did not do it justice. You know, I love watching movies after I've read books or vice versa. And I was like so disappointed because I feel like the movie just missed out on so much, like so much character development. So many key moments that happened in that novel were left out in the movie that I was literally so disappointed. And that doesn't happen very often, okay? I'm a movie junkie. We love movies, I love shows. And I was very disappointed. But anyways, we're talking about books. Jane Eyre, one of my absolute favorites. Couldn't recommend enough. The last one is, promise this is gonna be the last favorites book. I have so many favorites. I don't even know how I've narrowed it down this much. Z, or Zed, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Teresa Fowler. This was such an interesting novel because it is fiction. So the novel is essentially about Zelda Fitzgerald, who was the wife of F. Scott Fitzgerald. And it really just follows her life as his wife, as his partner. And you know what? It was, as much as it was fiction, it was so believable. And it was so heartbreaking at times to see how hard her life would have been, and you know how toxic certain lifestyles could have been. Obviously this was during the 20s and 30s, and so you really just see these waves of ups and downs, you know, really, really high highs and really, really low lows. And so honestly, it was a book that really broke my heart to have to see her go through these things and to really face all the struggles that women were facing, you know, not just her as the wife of S. Scott Fitzgerald, but a lot of the struggles that women would have been facing during this time. So I think the novel really does target, again, those gender roles and a lot of the misogyny that existed during that time period. So honestly, amazing read. Again, it is fiction. At times it was hard to believe that it was fiction, but yeah, such an amazing read. It was one that really, again, it stuck with me. That storyline really stuck with me. And it's one that I couldn't recommend enough if you're looking for something just to get you thinking, get you, you know, heartbroken a little bit. I would definitely recommend Zed, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald. And again, that was by Teresa Ann Fowler. Super, super great read. But the next little pile I'm not gonna take too much time on because it is actually books that I am reading next. So these are the books that are on my nightstand. Okay, I'm getting to these. But the first one I've already, you know, the first two I'm not going to talk too much in depth because I've already mentioned them. But Homegoing by, I'm so sorry, Ya Gyasi. I actually started this and then I picked up another novel, which I just had a feeling that this one was going to be a little bit more of a stronger read, and I wasn't in the mindset for that. I needed something a little bit more lighthearted at the time, and so I'm waiting to be in the proper mindset to read this one because I think it's going to be a very important read, much like The Color Purple, much like Fiala's Child. Actually, Fiala's Child isn't too bad. Yeah, but anyways, this one is going to be my next read. I want to be in the mindset because I just think I need to be in it. We Were the Lucky One, again, I've mentioned it previously, another kind of war romance, or maybe I think it's about family too. Again, a little bit of a lighter read, but I like war novels. I'm a history student, what can you say? The next one that I actually is on my to-read list, and I'm really, really excited about this, but the movie Love, Rosie, if you've ever seen it, it's with Lily Collins and, oh, what's his name? Sam Claflin, I think. Really, I love that movie so much. I love this concept of fate and how sometimes it just takes you a little while to see who your person is. But I actually realized that the original novel is by Cecilia Ahern, and it's called Where Rainbows End. I think you can get newer copies that actually are called Love, Rosie, but I wanted the original title and the original cover. Actually, I don't know if this is the original cover, but it is the original name. So it's actually called Where Rainbows End, and the movie, they changed the name to Love, Rosie. But the reason why I actually picked this up, and it was really cool, was you know, the movie really does focus a lot on their, so it essentially follows two best friends who have been friends since, like, they were basically born, and it follows their whole life. But, you know, their lives go in different directions, and, you know, she goes off to college, she has a baby, whatever, all these things happen, which is, you know, life, and it essentially sends them in completely different directions, but their friendship always stays true. And that is really, really shown in the movie. But what is different from the movie and the book is that the book really focuses on all their kind of communications, whether that's letters, texts, emails. And so flipping through this, you immediately are just seeing, I'll try and show you. The whole novel is really just letters, you know, to Rosie, to whomever. And I honestly have never read a novel that is structured like that, where it's just a bunch of letters structured together and you get to see their communication and perhaps miscommunications. And so yeah, even the back says it's a story about love and how life gets in the way. And so I just think that, like I said, sometimes when I love a show so much and I get so attached to the characters, sometimes I really do just want to open up the book and see how much more I can learn about the characters. And so that is why I picked this one up, because Love, Rosie, not only was it filmed in Toronto, but it's a storyline that I love. So yeah, that's the next book that I want to read. The next one, and I know I've been getting so many messages about this novel, and I actually got recommended this novel by multiple of you ladies, and so that is why I picked it up, because so many of you recommended it. So this is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. It's a feminist text, and I just think that it could be a power read, and sometimes I just like a power read, okay? And so, wow guys, it's getting dark out here. But this is one of the next few reads that is on my nightstand, so as soon as I'm done, I don't know, whatever, but I want to get to this one. I have just heard so many good things about this, so many amazing things about this. Must be a good read if so many people are recommending it. And the last kind of most recent novel that I've picked up, it's not even a novel, it's actually a memoir, is a book that one of my all-time favorite movies was based on, and it's The Testament of Youth by Vera Brittain. Okay, it's a big read, okay, it's a really big read. But Vera Brittain was, she was from the UK. She was a nurse during the war. She actually got accepted into Oxford, like, go girl, boss babe, you got into Oxford. But it follows her life during the war, and you know, it follows her struggles with family, her relationships, her romantic life, her personal struggles, her achievements, her losses. I think to read a female that was that powerful back then, it's just something that I want to give the time to. And the movie, if you've never seen the movie, I highly recommend you do so. So beautifully filmed. It's with Alicia Vikander. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names. But the movie Testament of Youth has to be one of the most beautifully put together movies I've ever seen. It's just the soundtrack, how they filmed it, even the actors. You know, at the time she wasn't as well known as she is now. And I remember talking to a friend back then, to a high school classmate, and her and I were just so in love with the fact that it was so refreshing to see new actors on screen that we just hadn't seen before. And she did such an amazing job, like a phenomenal job in that film. And you know, much like other films, it really stuck to me. And ever since I saw that film, I really wanted to get my hands on her memoir. And now that I think I'm a little bit older and I can really kind of understand the different struggles that she would have gone through, I really want to give her my time and read her story, because this is written by her. This was her story, her version of what she experienced during that time. And yeah, I really want to give her my time and energy. And yeah, that's one of my reads. It's a big read, so maybe I'll have to read it slowly. But yeah, that's my last book, Testament of Youth by Vera Brittain. Wow guys, it's so dark in here now. Oh my god, my eyes are crying too because I have my fan on and it's like blowing right at me. Anyways, I don't even know how long this video has been because it's anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that little chat. I know it was quite a long chat. I would absolutely love to know what your favorite reads are. You know what? Actually, scratch that. Don't tell me what your favorite reads are. Tell me about the novel that just changed you. Or maybe it just is a novel that you've never been able to forget. Or a novel that resonated with you so strongly that you have just never been able to let go of. So I'm going to answer my question and I'm going to tell you what novel that was. For me, the novel that changed, not my life, okay, but the novel that I've most strongly resonated with was Fearless Child. And it's probably why it's my favorite read. But that is my answer to my question. So that way you guys can answer the question. So the novel that's just completely changed my life, has resonated with me, was a game changer, was Fearless Child. And if you don't have a novel that, you know, resonated with you that strongly, then just tell me what your favorite one is. Or your favorite ones, okay? We can all have more than one favorite. But I would love to know. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed that. But I was actually so excited when I found out that you guys really wanted to hear about books, because I love books. But yeah, it's getting really dark in here now. It's gonna get really fuzzy very quickly. But anyways, I am gonna put all of these books away, and I am honestly just gonna start getting ready for bed, and I have to do some tidying up. But anyways, I'll catch up with you in a bit. I'm gonna go put away all these books that are just not in their place right now. Good morning, everyone. It is a new day, and I've been literally editing all morning. I'm in like my editing attire. I feel like my editing attire, like I just turn into a totally different person. Like my hair gets put up in a bun. I wear like 15,000 layers of sweaters. Like I'm wearing like an H&M knitted sweater, and then this cardigan again, because again, it's my favorite. But I literally feel like I turn into a totally different person. It's like I'm like in a cave just staring at a screen for like 5 million hours. But I am approaching finishing up that video, so I'm just gonna take a quick break, make a coffee. I'm honestly only making a coffee, a decaf, because I've already had a couple cups today, but I'm gonna make a decaf only because I feel like having some biscottis from Italy, because I have like these biscottis are just literally so good. But I also do want to go for a walk once the video is uploaded, just because one of my favorite coffee shops has these little, like, it's like a Madeleine cake, but it's got like caramel and some like chocolate on top with like hazelnuts. Literally the best thing in the world, and I'm like really craving one right now. It's totally not nice outside, like it's super gloomy, like I'm pretty sure it's gonna rain, but I really want this like little Madeleine cake thing, so I might just go take a walk. Honestly, it's probably good for me anyway to get some fresh air and move around a little bit, especially since I've been sitting down all day. So I'm probably gonna do that, but right now I'm gonna go make my coffee, have that biscotti, get back to editing, and as soon as that video goes up, then I can kind of take a little bit of a break. I haven't even taken a lunch break yet or anything. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, because yeah, because I'm gonna put, I think, the book talk in here. So yeah, it's funny because I'm gonna go make my coffee while I chat with you. It's funny because the book talk was actually supposed to be in a totally different vlog, and I very quickly realized that once I put that footage into that other vlog, it was literally an hour and 40 minutes. An hour and 40 minutes. So I had to take the footage of the book talk out of that video and put it into this vlog, because it was just way too long. And even then, like, it's making this vlog like super long, and like it's only like one thing that's happening. So I'm very sorry if this vlog is like kind of not too many things are happening besides the book talk, but yeah, that's just kind of how it worked out. Like, I don't know if, I think YouTube would like yell at me if I posted a vlog that was like longer than an hour. So I'm gonna try and keep this kind of you know, kind of condensed. But I'm gonna make my coffee. Oh yeah, these are the biscottis that I'm just like craving. So these are the Marabisi biscottis, and I like the hazelnut ones. I know they have different flavors. I did not like the pistachio ones, but the hazelnut ones, so good. So I am going to find my decaf pods. I don't know where they went. Okay, I found my decaf pods. So these are the Voluto decaf pods. So it's like yellow with a little pod. These are the ones I like to carry. I always like to have decaf on, like, around, just in case I have had too much coffee, or at least too much caffeine, and I still feel like drinking a coffee, especially at night. If I ever feel like, you know, having a cup of coffee, but I don't want the caffeine to keep me up all night, I always make sure that I have some sort of decaf pod in my house. So anyways, I'm gonna make my coffee, and then I will sit down to edit, and then later on I'll go take a walk and just get some fresh air, and hopefully it doesn't rain. Cross fingers. But anyways, I'm gonna go make my coffee. coffee is ready. That's my coffee. So that is my coffee and then my two biscottis. Honestly, I was gonna have one, but I was like, Sam, don't lie to yourself. You're not gonna have just one biscotti. So I grabbed the second one. That way I don't have to get up and grab it. But yeah, that is what I am going to have. I'm just gonna sit down and keep editing. But I just came here, sat down. I'm gonna eat my biscottis and have my coffee. But yeah, I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Hello everyone. Sorry about that noise. They are still doing construction in the suite beside me, which is very, very frustrating. But no, I'm all done my video. It feels so good to be done. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break. I also did want to bring up, if you've watched my older vlogs, you will know that Ren Skincare is one of my favorite skincare brands. And their toner, which is, I believe is their hyaluronic acid? AHA toner, I can never remember. But their toner, they have one, is my absolute favorite. Like, this thing completely just changes your skin. Like, it makes it so glowy, so smooth. And I was using that for, oh god, I don't even know how many months. But I stopped using it, no particular reason, I just stopped kind of using it. I guess I started incorporating some new items into my skincare routine, and I was afraid of having too many products all at once, because sometimes I find that having too many products actually makes my skin even worse. So for me, like I've said before, less is more. But anyways, I've recently started using the toner again, and it just makes the world of a difference. I don't know why I ever took it out of my skincare. Like, it just makes your face so glowy. So yeah, it's definitely a must if you are looking for something to just get your complexion looking nice and glowy and youthful. But anyways, that was a totally random ramble. But anyways, I am going to get changed and go out for my walk and get my little dessert. It's kind of like my treat for finishing editing. But it is quite cold today, so I'm gonna probably put on a nice turtleneck and head out the door. It's not gonna rain, woo! But yeah, it's quite cold out today, so yeah, I'm just gonna get dressed, get going, because your girl needs her desserts, okay? Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was not as diverse as I usually like my vlogs to be, but I hope you guys enjoyed the little book talk. I know I loved filming it, and maybe we can have, I don't know, maybe we can get creative in the future with like some book clubs or something. I don't know. We'll chat in the comment box. Someone needs to start a discussion in the comment box, and yeah, we'll get chatting. But anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.